Hello guys, welcome back to ESENtaxa. Andrea Vito here. In this video we are going to talk about the new flat tax change on the high net worth individual tax regime in Italy for 2025. If you're new in this channel, I want to just remind you that ESENtaxa talks about how to optimize taxes if you want to relocate in a specific country. We tax plan your situation tax-wise, and we understand if the country or your destination, the new country of destination makes sense for you or not. We also provide you consultancy services, 20 minutes, 1 hour call, 2 hours call, and tax simulations to understand with numbers if the relocation really makes sense in your case, in your specific case. Now, in today's video, I want to talk about news coming from the Italian government, and it's about raising the tax that the high net worth individual is supposed to pay once per year, applying the tax regime for high net worth individual. I took some notes from my team. We search on our network partners to see what is the status of this law, because we are still on a draft status, let's say. The law is still not definitive, but we are already information about what's going to be changed for sure. The first things that will change for sure is that they will rise this fixed tax to pay. Now, just want to remind you quickly what is about this tax regime. It's basically switching from worldwide income taxation to territorial taxation. So if you're a high net worth individual and you want to move to Italy and you have a lot of income from outside the Italian border, generated outside the Italian border, you pay a fixed tax instead of be subject to the ordinary Italian tax bracket rates. So this is how it works. Now, with this, of course, the actual rate is 100,000 euros. So if you pay 100,000 euro and you are a high net worth individual, you can consider 100,000 euro a very small amount of money to pay compared of your income generated and coming from abroad. So this is the meaning of the law. This is the purpose of the law, is to attract high net worth individual in Italy. While if you're generating income in the Italian territory, it will be subject to ordinary Italian taxation. With the news, the Italian government wants to rise this fixed tax to pay. So instead of being 100,000 euro, will be raised up to 200,000 euro. Why? Because they got pressured from other countries, from European Union as always, and they want to say, okay, we are going to attract individual, but let's rise a little bit more, let's be less competitive, but at the same time they want to exploit the fact that UK is going to renounce to their not dom status, also not dom tax regime. Moreover, they want to also reduce the number of rich people that are flowing to the big city of Italy, which is Milan, the economical capital of Italy. So they try to see that there is an explosion of real estate, it's a sort of bubble, and they try to reduce the pressure from high net worth individual coming from abroad. So rising this tax from 100,000 euro up to 200,000 euro might somehow put a pressure, put a sort of boundaries, stop a little bit this huge amount of people flowing to Italy. But still, if you're a millionaire, if you're making 10 million euro, 200,000 euro is basically 2% of your income, is basically nothing. It's still nothing. Maybe it could be not so more convenient for those people who were considering 100,000 euro as sort of compromise. So instead of maybe in their country of origin they could have paid something like 180,000, 170,000, and then switching to the Italian tax system with this tax regime they could have spared 80,000, 90,000 euro, and now the taxes at 200,000 make no more sense. So this is what we know so far. If you want to know more about the news about this change, because still, as I said, it's not definitive law. This is just a draft of the law. We're gonna have updates from the government, and there are also other elements of this law that needs to be clarified. For example, if your family members joins with you, well, they pay only 25,000 euro with the actual rules. So would they change also this? Will be still 25,000 euro, or will be doubled as well at 50,000 euro for each family member that joins the program? This is not clear. Also, what about who already applied this regime? So, of course, the government starts to say, don't worry, for those who have already applied the tax regime, they will keep paying 100,000 euro, but only for the people moving to Italy in 2025, there will be this rising, so they will be paying 200,000 euros. So also here, we're almost sure that nothing will be changed for those who have already applied. Maybe there is also the chance, like it happened for the impotent regime, that if you register in the communal residence in Italy before the end of this year, you might still have the chance to apply 100,000 euro fixed tax instead of 200,000 euro fixed tax. Now, we don't know yet, but based on the past experience with other tax regimes, most likely, if the government wants to change the rules during the tax year, most likely they will still give you a transitional period in which you can do some actions, moving, for example, to Italy, register yourself in Italy, not necessarily being Italian tax resident, and still apply the tax regime with the old and lower fixed tax to pay. We are here in ESENtaxa to update you as soon as possible. There are some news from Italian government, such as this one for this tax regime, but also with other tax regimes and tax news that might rise in the end of every budget law drafting. Okay, so if you want to know more, if you want to discuss about the possibilities about this law, if you are able to apply for this tax regime, if it's convenient for you, because actually it's just an optional regime, everybody could apply for it, but it's just a matter of see with numbers if paying 100,000 or 200,000 euro per year in exchange of not seeing your foreign income being taxed at the ordinary Italian tax rates would make sense for you or not. In the description below the video, you will have our email contact info@esentaxa.com if you want to discuss more deeply about this tax regime with us, with our expert teams. And also, you have our Calendly link, and you can directly contact us, book a call with us, 20 minutes, 1 hour call if you have more questions, or you still have the chance to talk to us in 2 separate sessions, 2 hours, along with the tax simulation, and check together with the real number if the relocation to Italy makes sense for real or not in advance, without wasting money with the relocation that then is going to be basically just a waste of money. Okay? Thank you for watching this video, and see you to the next content. Bye.